Saru Brearley's journey began in 1987 in a poor town in the dusty plains of central India, when a 5-year-old boy living a life of little supervision refused to let his 8-year-old brother go off alone into the night again.
We left on a bicycle, a BMX, all the way from my hometown to the city train station.
At the familiar station, Saru napped, but woke to find his brother nowhere to be found. In an instant, he took a life-changing decision.
So I decided to get on that train, and because I was so tired, I just found a seat in the train where I could just go to sleep, and hopefully thinking if he's on that train, he'll come and wake me up. And I went to sleep, and lo and behold, I ended up in Calcutta. A person which is not even a metre in height to go into a place like that, it's it's extremely scary, and no mother would let their child go into a place like that.
Navigating his way out of the overcrowded and overwhelming city and back to his home proved to be an impossibility for an uneducated boy, unable to tell anyone much more than his own name.
No one would want to help. Everyone had their own things to do, their own family, and so if you wanted to help, well, you're just another kid that they saw back down 10 metres ago that wanted money or food or something.
He survived for weeks in Calcutta against huge odds. Twice the boy nearly drowned in the Ganges. Once he was briefly held by a man who promised food and shelter, but who gave the 5-year-old a bad feeling. Eventually, a stranger took Saru from the streets.
They took me to a kind of a holding camp of all lost children, and there would have been about, thousands, I guess, thousands of children there from the age of 5 to the age of 20, I guess.
Again, the odds turned in his favour. He was passed to an orphan's home and soon after officially adopted by an Australian family, the Brearleys of Hobart. More than 20 years later, his life in Australia firmly established, Saru was still unable to shake the memories of his early life and of his birth family.
It was a big thing for me to come to Australia because I still had images of my mother and my brothers and stuff like that.
For 4 years, Saru used Google Earth to thread his way through the labyrinth of Indian railway lines. Sometimes he would drop the project in frustration, but using basic arithmetic to work out where the train journey to Calcutta might have originated, he persisted.
And then one day, bang, I just noticed I zoomed in this train station. I thought, yep, that's got to be it. It just looks right. It just looks like the spitting image which is in my head right now looking at it.
The next step was to return to India and to find out what had happened to his family. Back in India, over the course of 25 years of waiting, Saru's mother, Fatma B, never gave up hope her son would one day return. Any spare rupees she spent travelling, following hunches and rumours, to see if she could find her Saru. She prayed every day.
बस मेरी तमन्ना एक यही थी कि अल्लाह मेरे मरने के पहले मेरा बच्चा मेरे को मिला दे और अल्लाह से बस यही दुआ करती थी कि मेरा बच्चा मेरे को मिल जाए सारी खुशी मेरे को मिल जाए.
Eventually the journey brought him into the streets of his old district, a foreigner in his own land, walking the streets he'd last seen as a boy.
And I did the full navigation of the place, and I thought, right, let's go and find this house that I was born in.
The door was locked, but with the help of a gathering throng of neighbours, the final piece fell into place. Someone went to fetch his mother, who now lived nearby.
And this other person, third person, said, just wait here for a second, I'll be back. And so 5 minutes later they were back, and they said, I am now going to take you to your mother. And I thought, oh my God. Last time when I saw my mother, she was 34. Now I'm seeing her at 64. So she had aged, but you still can see the structure that remained in my memory of her. The simple stuff that makes who we are.
बहुत अच्छा लगा और मेरे को इतनी खुशी हुई कि जितनी दिल के अंदर जैसा समुद्र के अंदर गहरा पानी, इतनी खुशी हुई कि बस कभी कि मेरा बेटा मेरे को मिल गया, जमाने की जन्नत मिल गई.
Initially overwhelmed, Saru is now reconnected to his Indian family. He may have relied on technology to locate them, but to him, the key to his story lies in his determination to survive and to find a way home.